Hello my lovelies, it's the first of the month, which is the day I do my accounts and also the day that I generally do the majority of my shilling and advertising and so on to get it all out of the way because I'm British and being forward and asking people for money or to buy my stuff is deeply uncomfortable. Yeah, it should just happen without me having to be involved in it at all. So I'm wearing the communist cap because I'm here to ask you to Gibs me that money. Please do. You can buy my stuff all over the place. Links are all down below if you like books or role-playing games or card games, anything like that. You can find links down below. But please, if at all possible, it would be perfectly and absolutely lovely of you if you would buy my stuff at my own site, which is post-mort.com. Because if you buy stuff there, it offsets the cost of having that site, and I get the vast and overwhelming majority of the profit, whereas everywhere else you're losing at least a third, possibly more. So if you really love me and you want to support me because you're lovely and cuddly and sexy, then that's the best place to do it. Patreon and Subscribestar are available. If you do back me on Patreon or Subscribestar, you get all kinds of benefits. You get early access to things, like current subscribers on Subscribestar or Patreon have access to the early draft, the first draft, the rough, misspelling laden and grammar mangled draft of Actual Fucking Monsters, which should hopefully be out in a couple of weeks. So if you want a sneak preview and an idea of what's to come, that's a reason to get on my Patreon or Subscribestar. You also get discounts for being basically a member and supporting me. You get access to me. You get priority if you suggest video topics or blog topics or whatever else. You can directly ask me questions, and it's much more likely that I'll respond if you're in Patreon or Subscribestar. It's worth it, I think, for at least $1 a month. And it's greatly, massively appreciated, and small publishers like myself rely on donations as well as sales to keep us ticking over. So I would really appreciate it if you did back me there. Now, of those two, I would prefer Subscribestar at the moment. It's not as fully featured, it's not as accessible, but it does take a little bit less money, and it has a much more free expression, free speech oriented platform. Plus you need a certain minimum number of subscribers and a certain minimum amount of money before you can get payouts from Subscribestar, and I need a few more people, otherwise I've got this money just kind of locked up in there where I can't get at it. So if you do want to give me recurring support, Subscribestar for preference, Patreon as a secondary, but it would all be massively appreciated. Yeah, that money goes to support my videos. It helps pay for my subscriptions to video services that give me all kinds of fancy graphics and stuff that I use in the background. It goes towards maintaining my websites, and a little bit extra I try and reinvest that in my games, buying additional art, supporting artists who need assistance, all that kind of thing. So I always try and pay it forward, if you like, and not just take it all for me. I try to invest it and turn it into more money or use it to help other people. So please do support me there. Like I said, you can find everything down below if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're not, click over to YouTube and you'll have all the information there. Everywhere you can follow me, everywhere you can buy my stuff, everywhere you can support me. I got stuff planned. Actual Fucking Monsters out in a couple of weeks, maybe. I'm hoping to get my next novel, Alice Through the Garbage Grinder. I'm hoping to get that edited soon. I've got a zombie apocalypse novel thing, kind of, which is about half done, which I'll be working on as well. There's a couple of gore adventures coming up. Yeah, there's shit happening. Hopefully. I'm working as hard as I can, as much as I can. So hopefully that provides enough value for people. We shall see. And if you support me, then it's all sexy fun times for everybody, and you will be the best brightest, sexiest version of yourself. Whereas if you don't support me, then life is just a desolate wasteland of nothingness, of emptiness, of thirst and hunger and bitter tears. Support me, sexy. Don't support me, desolation. Zang. It's been called misogynistic, racist, a hate group, reactionary. It's been blamed for Trump, for keeping women out of games and technology. None of this is true. If you want the real story, then you need to buy Inside Gamergate.
Tell us your habits, your facts, your fears. Give us your address, your shoe size, your years, your digits, your plans, your number, your eyes, your schedule.